Hi everyone, Morten here with another video. This time I thought I would wrap up some of the CDs I've gotten over the past month or two. They are from a couple of iMusic orders and a record that I picked up. Was it a secondhand shop? I don't remember. It's actually still wrapped, so I don't remember now. But we'll get back to that. Anyway, I did have a video not that long ago with some CDs, and I have been, buying way too much as far as music goes this year, and I keep saying that. But I sort of put some of my vinyl wishes to one side and got a few CDs, partly because I was missing some CDs from otherwise more or less complete collections, and there's at least one new album in here. So let's have a look at these, shall we? So the first one here and is a Blur live at the Wembley Stadium. So if you have been following my channel for a while, you know that I really like Blur, and I even had a video where I showed you my vinyl of this. But like I said, lagging a little bit behind on the CDs on some of the bands that I have a lot of, and with Blur I have a lot of CDs, but I didn't have this, and I really did want this, and the price was this is a double CD, so I think this was actually cheaper than some of the single CDs in here. So here we are, looking very much like a, let's say, a miniature version of the vinyl, except it's 2 discs instead of 3. There's the CD, or one of them at least. And Graham. There we go. Very nice live concert disc. Great sound. And I watched the film of it, and I think it's still available if you're here in Norway, on Filmoteket, which is the film service of the public libraries here in Norway. Deichman and other public libraries have a film service where I actually watched the film on yesterday. That beautiful Lithuanian French animated film that won an Academy Award, Flow, isn't it? About the post-apocalyptic kind of world with only animals in it and a sweet cat and some stupid but very lovable dogs. Here we go. I remember I was very happy with the thumbnail I made for this when it was on vinyl. Moving on, we travel from, the UK, I guess, to Canada. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriots' lore, in all thy son's command. Ah, yes, Canada with these fellers. Sum 41, Heaven X Hell. Bought their 3 first albums when they came out all the way back, and then I don't know, they just dropped out of my head for several years. So I think I got a couple more in the last couple of years. So I think there's 2 albums I'm still don't have. They tend to be on CD, 4 CDs, quite expensive. But this apparently is their final album. They are no more. They have ceased to be, bereft of life. Okay. So there are 2 CDs in this. I was contemplating getting this on vinyl, but then I thought, well, then I have to start all over again because I don't have anything else by them on vinyl. So let's stay with the old CDs there. Not sure how they've been faring over the last few years. I just remember I thought they were very, very... First of all, they were fun, and they were good old, punkish in that American mindset, and the execution, but Canadian. And then they went pretty heavy, and I remember I was impressed. It was a bit like Clash, going from punk and ska and reggae influences and then going straight into Iron Maiden territory somehow, I guess. Wildly exaggerated, probably, but yeah. So looking forward to listening to that, and I guess saying goodbye to some 41. Next up, we travel across the Atlantic again, and it's the time back to the British Isles. So I thought I was now completing my studio album collection of PJ Harvey with this that I've been putting off for a couple of years getting. And I've been thinking about getting PJ Harvey on vinyl, especially that one album that was my introduction to her. The one I mean, the one where she sings a duet with Tom York. But turns out I don't have her first, or was it second? The one with a close-up of her mouth. I don't have that one. So I guess I still need one more, and then my studio album collection will be complete. So yeah, so the title of this is Inside the Old Year Dying. Here we go. When did this come out? Was it 22? No, 23. So it hasn't been that long. Go. And with PJ, it's sort of an on and off thing for me. I'll grab all our CDs and listen through them and thinking, oh, mustn't let it go too long before I listen to her again, and then yeah, like I said, it's an on and off thing. I'm especially fond of a couple of CDs that I bought over while I've been in the UK, in Edinburgh actually. So there are mostly lyrics in here, and well, there's actually there's only lyrics. There's no photographs or anything. There's a twig again. And then I guess we're traveling across the Atlantic Ocean once more. And this is the latest album from Deftones. That's a group, or a band rather, where I have all their studio albums up to this point. So I needed this in order to keep my Deftones collection complete. And I have nothing of theirs on vinyl. It's all CDs. And then this is obviously a band I've been listening to before I got a turntable again as well. So yeah, it's called Private Music. Is it? Yeah, Private Music. Love the artwork. Very sort of striking there. Has it been released in several color variants? maybe a different color on vinyl. I enjoy Deftones a lot. I really do. Sort of alongside some of their contemporaries, but still, I feel that they're very much their own thing, and out of that genre of music and that time period, I guess they kind of held up better. They're not as cartoonish or at all, and I would say, yeah, bands like Slipknot do sort of surprise you, but they surprise you with more like 2 types of songs on each album, and I don't feel that they wander too far away from that. Korn don't surprise you much at all, but it's still something I enjoy. But I feel that Deftones, yeah, they do challenge you maybe a bit more. I don't know. I'm probably offending someone by saying that. So there is the CD, and they are on reprise. So, final CD. This is my old copy of the debut album by Kula Shaker, and I love this album. And I would love to get it on vinyl, but I never seem to either get around to it or find it when it's... So it's a limited edition double CD, includes the single Hush. So, problem with that is that I lost the CD, I think, or it got... maybe I pushed the CD tray as I was going to get the record out or something. So it got scratched up to such an extent that I can't get neither my CD player nor my DVD player to play it. It just won't load. And so there's the bonus disc, by the way. So I ordered not a replacement copy. And from the look of it, this thing looks older than this. So maybe I'll just sort of Frankenstein it, or... Because I'm not getting rid of my old copy. I bought that CD when I was renting a place from someone I knew in Copenhagen while looking for a place to rent, because I was going to move there. So I lived in Copenhagen for a year and a half or so, and didn't work out. But I have very fond memories, because when I was staying both at the place while looking for apartments and everything, and later on when I was staying in my apartment, my friend from South Africa would return to Copenhagen and stay with me. So it's the one time in my life I felt like I was someone who had a roommate, and we were Chandler and Joey kind of thing. So yeah. So there was a little bit more left on there. So there it is, the wonderful Kula Shaker. The album title is just K, and the CD looks exactly the same. So maybe we'll see what I do. Annoys me having to buy a CD all over again. My worst contender in that category is I bought a lot of records over again because I have newer versions or whatever, but Catatonia, which was a band that I bought a little earlier than this when I went to film college, which again is what sort of made me go to Copenhagen. I ended up buying that record 3 times, so I still have my 3rd copy. First one, someone nicked it or something like that at the school. When I was traveling home, I noticed that the CD wasn't in the tray. And the second one I was listening to on my CD Discman on a train. And then I listened to some other record, and when I got off the train and got home, I realized that CD I'd forgotten it in the front of the seat or something like that. So yeah, Kula Shaker, they have a brand new album. I think it's out now, or it's being released very soon. They also released a brand new album in 23, which was really good. Some of those, I have the album after this, but then I have a gap of nothing really, because they disbanded and then they got back together, and so I have the 2 records he made as a different band called Jeevas, which is also worth checking out if you get a chance. So there is the reason I did that. So that was my CD wrap-up for 2025. If you watched this far, thanks for watching. Please click like, that helps my channel. If you want to subscribe, well, that makes me happy. And I want to say thank you and welcome to the new subscribers I've been getting lately. So that's great. Hope to see you soon in another video, and I hope you have a safe and pleasant New Year's celebration wherever you are. That's tomorrow here in Oslo, Norway, by the way. Cheers, thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon. Bye.